Today we'll be checking out our new plugin, that's the Magento to Partial Payment EMI plugin. Now this particular plugin allows the admin to enable the EMI options on the products for the payments. This means now the customers can purchase products on EMIs. The admin can set the payment calculation for the EMI globally and product or the per product wise also. The globally would be applicable to all of the products, and per product wise would be applicable to the per products there. And the admin can also set the installment, the down payment, and the installment period from the backend itself. The admin can also set the down payment calculation operation as fixed or percentage. Based on this, the down payment will also appear to the customers at the product page. And this module also allows the admin to configure the terms and condition message for the partial payment there. The customers can also make use of the offline or the online method, wherein we have provided the Webkul Stripe payment method for the online payment and the offline methods as well. So I'll be showing you the same in a while from now. And first of all, we'll be seeing how the customers can preview the EMI product on the product page itself. Before I proceed further, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So right now you can see that I'm on one of the products, that's the television, and it's costing $100. And because this is a product that is available for that has the option for the EMI there. So here you can see the tagline is that the product is available for the EMI options, and here you have a view details link. If I tap on that, we can find the EMI availability, the number of installments that the admin has set up. Now depending upon the installments, number of installments, the product price automatically gets distributed there. And here you can see that you can the admin has set the frequency on the daily basis right now. So that's why the due date is on 27, 28, 29, 30, 31st of the May 2021. And the total amount here you can see that it has been distributed into 5 different installments itself. Apart from that, you can see that after making the payment, you have the remaining amount as $72. The down payment is 38, and the total payment that needs to be made is of $110. Also note that the charges may vary after selecting the shipping there, because the shipping is also included, and it depends upon whether you have applied it on all installments or whether on the first installment itself. So if it's on the first installment, then you are going to pay the shipping in the very first time. And if it's for the all installments, then if the amount is $5, it would be distributed among the different what we say as the EMI sections that we have created, or the number of installments that we have created. So that's how you can waive the installments, the due dates, the total amount, the remaining amount, the down payment, and the total payment that needs to be made. Here also you can see that we have the terms and conditions. Now this can be set by the admin from the backend panel configuration of this particular plugin, and according to that, the terms and conditions get visible to the customers on the product page itself. The customers also have the option to select the payment type as full payment or installments. You can also go for the full payments, or you can go for the installments as well. So right now we'll be checking out the installments, so I'll choose installments. Also, if I scroll down under the more information, you can see that allow partial payment has been set as yes, and calculate down payment on is depending upon the option that you have chosen here, whether you have chosen it as full payment or installments. Depending upon the payment type chosen here, the calculation of the partial payment fee would be done there, and the calculation of the down payment would also be done depending upon the option chosen here under the select payment type. So I'll choose it as installment. So this is the product page, it's on EMI. I can read the details. Now I want to purchase this product, so I'll just do one thing. I'll just tap here on the add to cart button. This product on the EMI would be added into the cart for the customer. So it has been added into the cart, and if I tap here, I can tap here and the customer can see the total number of installments is 5, and the total amount was $100. The quantity is 1. Now The same total number of installments is visible in the view and edit cart as well, and the rest of the details would be visible on the next section. So for that, we can tap here on the proceed to checkout. But before that, within the shopping cart as well, you can see that here the customer can see the product that he's going to purchase on EMI, the total number of installments that he needs to pay. On the right hand side, he can see the summary wherein he can see the subtotal, the partial payment fee that has been set by the admin, the pay now amount, the pay later amount, and the shipping rate that would be included, and the complete order total would be $115 there. So let me cancel it out and let's tap here on the proceed to checkout button. So on the checkout here, I have the order summary. The total number of installments are 5. I'll choose my shipping method and I'll tap on the next button thereafter. Now here on the review and payment section, you can see that I have two different payment methods that can be chosen. The customer can opt for the offline as well as the online method in the depending upon the configuration set by the admin from the backend panel for this particular plugin itself. So for now, I'll be choosing the Webkul Stripe payment method that would be used for the EMIs there. And kindly note that a customer should be having the Stripe account there, so that whenever the webhooks are enabled there, or the depending upon the frequency when the EMIs should be deducted, the EMIs would be deducted from your account there. So I'll choose the Webkul Stripe payment method, and here as well on the order summary you can see the partial payment fee that needs to be paid, the card subtotal, the pay now amount, the pay later amount, and the shipping rate itself. And here you have the total number of installments. So let's tap here on the place order button. So we'll have to enter the card details of the Stripe. So we'll be redirected to the Stripe page. So here you can see that we can pay with the card there, and here we need to make the payment of $43 initially and then $18 per day, depending upon the EMI that has been set up. Then $18 would be deducted each day, and the initial fee for the television is $25, and the rest of the billed daily, as you can see here. If it's set as a billed monthly, weekly, then it would be billed monthly, billed weekly, or depending upon the option set by the admin from the backend panel. So here we need to enter the card details. So I'll be going ahead and I'll be entering the card details. I'll be choosing my CVV, entering the CVV, and let me complete the test card details there. I'll enter my CVV number, and I'll just tap here on the subscribe button. So now we have made the initial payment. Then when the webhook keeps on working itself, then the $18, depending upon the frequency of the EMI, the amount would get deducted from your Stripe account there. So you can see that the order has been placed. I can tap here on the order history to check the order history itself, and here we have the payment method as Webkul Stripe payment method. Now after making the partial payment there, the customers can view it by going to their my account section, and here they can go to the partial payment orders. They can tap on the partial payment orders, and that would bring up the complete list of partial payment orders that they have placed. So right now we have just placed the latest one, that's the order number 58, and let's tap here on the view. So here you can see that the total amount was $115, the paid amount is 43, the remaining amount is $72, and let's tap here on the view under the actions column. So here you can manage the installments. So the customer can view the initial payment that he has made, $43 here. The pay date, the due date is there for the first installment, and the payment method is partial payment Stripe, and the payment status is paid. Now sometimes it also happens is that the customers are not able to make use of the online payment gateway to make the payment there using the Stripe. In that case, they can directly contact to the admin, and they can make use of this pay EMI button, and if I tap on that, then they'll be able to make the payment for their EMI using the offline methods. So from the drop down, they can choose the offline method that has been enabled, and then they can tap here on the submit EMI option, and that would basically make the payment for their other EMIs as well. As you can see, initially it was using the Stripe that we did, than it was using the check and money order itself. So that was the customer's front, and now let's hop on to the admin backend panel and let's check the initial configurations that are required for this and the different options that the admin gets within this particular plugin. So for that, let's hop on to the admin backend panel now. So after logging into your admin backend panel, the admin just needs to navigate through stores. So after you've successfully installed this particular plugin, then you'll have the partial payment EMI side panel option here, under which you can check the partial payment orders that have been paid or that have been done by the customer. So all of the partial payment orders would be listed here under the partial payment orders section. So I'll take you through that in a while from now. So to make the initial configuration settings, we'll have to navigate through stores and then configuration. Now on the configuration page under the Webkul block, you'll have the partial payment EMI. Here you'll have the general settings, payment calculation settings, EMI terms and conditions that are visible on the product page, the EMI payment emails. Now apart from that, if I go to the payment calculation section here, I'm sorry, if I go to the general settings, so to enable the partial payment EMI for your store there, you'll have to choose the enable option as yes. Otherwise, to disable, you can choose it as no. Then you have the option to provide this functionality to the different customer groups. So under the allowed customer groups, you can choose the customer groups that would be able to make use of the partial payment EMI there. So accordingly, you can choose the allowed customer groups. Then we have the charge shipping and tax amount on. So this would depend upon if you want to have it on the first down payment only or on all of the installments there. So it depends upon your requirement there. Then we have the allowed payment methods. Now here you can see that I had chosen the check and money order and the Webkul Stripe payment method. So both of those methods were available to the customer at the time of making the payment there. Now the Webkul Stripe payment comes, where does it exactly come from? So I'll just show you that, then we'll come back to this particular section here. So for that, you'll have to navigate to sales, and under sales you'll have to go to the payment methods. Let's go to the payment methods, and under payment methods we'll have to scroll down, and we'll have to go to the Webkul Stripe partial payment method. So we'll have to enable this first, then we'll have this under that section there, and then you'll have to set up the title there, enter the sandbox mode as whether it's in the testing or in the production mode. If you choose yes, it would be in the sandbox mode. Otherwise, if you choose it as no, then it would be in the production or the live environment. Depending upon the sandbox mode chosen here, whether it's in the live or the sandbox, you'll have to enter your API publishable key and the API secret key. Then you'll have to set the name display on the form, what it should be displayed to the customers there. Then you can set up the payment from applicable countries, where you want to have this from the payment uh, applicable from, or whether all countries or specific countries. If you want to take the payment from only specific countries, you can choose them up. Otherwise, choose all allowed countries. You can set the minimum order total allowed amount that would be allowed by Stripe, and you can set the maximum order total as well. Then you can set up the sort order for your payment method. So after enabling the Webkul Stripe partial payment method, this would then be visible here once again under the section that's the partial payment EMI section. So let's go back to that, and then it would be visible here under the allowed payment methods, as you can see. Then we have the payment calculation settings. So here the admin can set the number of installments, and this configuration setting completely would be applicable and is global for all of the products within your store. To have a different settings for the payment calculation there, what you can do is you can go per product and you can set that up. I'll show you that in a while from now after we complete this particular section. So here you can set the number of installments. Depending upon the installments, your product amount would be bifurcated into different EMIs there. You can choose the payment frequency as daily basis, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. We had chosen it as a daily basis in the demo that we saw on the front end. Then we had the down payment label. Now you might be thinking where exactly this down payment label gets visible. So if I tap here on the view details, so here's the down payment label that we are visible here for the customers. So let's go back. Then we have the calculate down payment in, whether you want to have it in fixed amount or percentage of the product price. Depending upon the option chosen here for the calculate down payment in fixed or the percentage of the product price, you can set the down payment amount. That would be the down payment amount. You can choose to set the label for the remaining payment label. So here's the remaining payment label that is visible to the customers on the product page after they tap here on the view details button. uh, then you can choose to set the charge partial payment fee. If you're charging the partial payment fee apart from the system there, you can choose it on the first down payment or on all installments there. We paid down payment or the sorry we paid the we paid the partial payment fee for $10 there that we had set up. Then we can set up the partial payment fee label, the partial payment fee label that is to be paid. So that would be visible to the customers in the cart itself and on the order summary page there. Then we can set the calculate partial payment fee in fixed or the percentage of the product price. We can set the fee amount as $10. Then we have the EMI terms and conditions, and here you can see that the payment availability message on the product page. So this tagline that you set here would be visible here. This product is available for EMI options. Then you can set the terms and conditions. Whatever you enter here would then be visible here. The terms and conditions for the EMI are mentioned here. uh, that was it about it. And then we have the EMI payment emails. So for the installment approval, a mail is sent out automatically. The default ones have been selected here. Installment disapproval mail is sent out. Installment failure mail is sent out to the customers. Installment reminder, installment auto capture mails are sent out to customers through these EMI payment emails. And lastly, you'll just have to tap here on the save configuration button to save the main configuration settings here. Now, how to set up before all right, let's see how we can set up the per product EMI settings here. So for that, we'll have to go to catalog and then products, and let's check that first. Then we'll come back to the partial payment EMI section. So for the products, you can do it to an already created product or to a new product as well. So here we have, for example, the television that we were checking out. Let me edit that up. And now what you need to do is, if you don't want to have the global settings applicable here, you can, on the product page, you can scroll down to the section that is the partial payment EMI. Here you need to allow the partial payment first. That's enabled right now. And then you can set up the per product number of installments, depending upon if you don't want to have those global settings applicable to all of the products there. And here you can set the number of installments. You can choose to calculate the down payment on fixed amount or the percentage of the product price. You can set the down payment amount for this particular product. You can calculate the partial payment fee that you want to apply as fixed or percentage, and then you can set up the fee amount for the partial payment fee that you want to apply there. And then just tap here on the save button. Then what happens is that this particular configuration that you will set up here for the installments and the rest of the things would be applicable on this television product that I've created. Otherwise, if I don't enter anything here, then what happens is that the global settings would be applicable to the for the partial payment EMI on this particular product. Now coming to the partial payment EMI section here on the side panel, all of the partial payment orders would be visible here under this particular section to the marketplace admin. And if I go to this particular section here you can see the order that we had placed, order number 53, the customer email, total amount that was paid amount, and the remaining amount that's there. If I tap here on the view button, we'll be able to see the complete details here. So here we have the EMI order details. As you can see, the partial payment order 53, date, time, the name of the customer, remaining amount $72, payment status is pending right now, order amount was $115, and the paying amount was $43. We have paid the installment, one installment has been paid, and the remaining installments are still four, because total five installments were created there. So the admin can also view the installments by tapping here on the view installments, and he can view the installments. The $43 installment was paid using the partial payment stripe there, and the status is paid along with the transaction invoice ID as well, and the payment is approved as you can see. Now the same goes for the admin as well. For example, the customer has made a payment but it's not reflecting there, and the customer can communicate with the admin, and accordingly the admin can then make a payment on behalf of the customer as well by tapping on the pay EMI and selecting the particular offline method. And in this case only the offline methods are applicable, no online would be applicable. And then just tap here on the submit EMI button to pay the EMI for the customer there. You can see that the EMI status has been updated. If I go to the view installments now, the second installment has been paid as check money order, and the status is paid. And the admin, if wants, can also disapprove the status there and can tap here on the change status button if he wants to change the status. Or I was just logged out of the account there. Let me enter into the admin backend panel once again. And now after making the offline payment as well, now you can see that the order amount was 115. The paid installments are two. One was online by the customer, the other was by the admin himself. The remaining installments are now three. If I go to view installments, here we can also change the status if you want by tapping here on the change status link that we have. And you can see that the payment has been successfully approved. And now you can see that the payment status for this particular EMI that was there has been changed to paid right now. And if I go to the view installments right now, you can see that the first one has been approved there, that was made by the partial payment stripe there itself. So yes, that was much about the Magento 2 partial payment EMI plugin. I hope it helped you out in understanding the workflow of the same. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions, or requirements, then kindly do reach back to us at support@webkul.com, or you can raise a ticket at webkul.uvides.com. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then kindly do give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video, and have a great day ahead.